Even if not, that's okay too, yeah. I'm having a great week, little bunny. Thank you for asking. Queen Little Bunny and I are having a great time in Berlin. What a crazy set of experiences this trip has been. It's been a lot of really exploratory, shall we say, experiences in Berlin. Learning things about myself, learning things about FOMO. Maybe I'll get into it. Maybe I won't. We'll see, little bunny. But I guess let's start with a hand hug. You know how to do a hand hug. Basically, put your thumb in between your middle and your ring finger, and close it into a fist. Yeah, just think of it as giving your thumb a little hug. Yeah, and it's nestled there between your middle and your ring finger and a fist. And on three, you and I are going to squeeze together, and I'm going to send you all of my love through this fist, and through the magic of the garden. It's going to appear in your fist, and you're going to feel it. That's the crazy part. You will be able to feel it. 1, 2, 3. I'm sending all my love. Can you feel me? You know what I love. I'm squeezing, by the way. I'm going to squeeze for a little bit. What I love is that what you feel right now, that's real love, little bunny. Everything I do here, everything is really, really real. It's really real. You're going to make me cry if I have to freaking ram it through your skull anymore. Yes, I do love you. Love you a lot. Really, really love you a lot, a lot, a lot. Okay, releasing the hand hug. Quit crying, little bunny. I'm not crying. Definitely not crying. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, my beverage tonight. Because I always have a beverage, don't I? This is a dangerous beverage to have on a podcast. You know how this is not radio. And how this is not really even a podcast. Like, this is not a... It's just me hanging out with you, little bunny, honestly. Just you and me hanging out. So, to prove it, I have with me here the worst possible beverage you could drink for a radio show. It's a carbonated drink. It's just seltzer water. But they make you pay for water here in Berlin. Did you know that? Apparently this is a thing. Apparently we're spoiled in America for thinking that water is this free right. You gotta pay for water. You gotta pay to go to the bathroom. Are you kidding me, little bunny? Finding all these subtle ways to be patriotic on this trip. Maybe we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, we drank some seltzer. Here we go. Let's see if you can hear it fizz. That didn't sound so good, was it? Oh, they also do their bottle caps weird here. They don't totally come all the way off, but then they do come all the way off. And there's these weird. If you live in Berlin, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah, Berlin is actually the bunny capital of the world in some sense. There's more bunnies in Berlin than any other city in the world. Can you believe it? What are the chances I'm here? I didn't come here for that reason, actually. It's just, I don't think it's fate, but I think it's this beautiful, sometimes life just feels like it's written, doesn't it? That's one of my, there's a great movie. Actually, it's not a great movie. It's an okay movie with a really great concept. It's called Stranger Than Fiction. And I do love the movie. I'm sorry for calling it not great. It's a great movie. Stranger Than Fiction. It's about this guy who realizes his life is someone's novel. And it's this weird thing where the novelist exists in the same world as the guy. It's very abstract a little bit. And I just burped a little bunny. Can you believe it? why you're not supposed to drink seltzer on radio. But it's not radio, it's just me hanging out with you. It's very nice to hang out with you. I don't know if Stranger Than Fiction is one of my movie recommendations for you. I'm always very conscious with what I recommend because I feel like I can only recommend so many things. And there's things I tell you to do. I don't think watching Stranger Than Fiction is high up on the list, but it's a great movie. Anyway, what are we talking about? I'm talking about movies. Oh, saw Oppenheimer this past week. I think I'm in the minority in that. I won't even say. I don't want to. It's my favorite director. I'll say that. And I think it's my least favorite movie from him. Okay, but that's okay. It's also my favorite director, so maybe it means it's an incredible movie. You'll never know. Okay. What are we talking about, little bunny? I had some things that I wrote down that I was going to talk about, but I guess we should say, well, let's do a little welcome because there are a decent number of new bunnies in the garden lately. The TikTok algorithms have smiled upon me lately. Every once in a while they send a video that goes really big. So we have one that's come pretty big right now, relatively big. So you're going to have a boost of fellow bunnies here in the podcast. Let's get on a hand hug together. This time it's not me to you, little bunny, but it's me to all your fellow bunnies. Excuse me, it's you. I'm not even gonna participate in this one, little bunny. Okay, get your hand hug again. And if I may briefly zoom out, which I hate to do, we're zoomed out. Hello, bunnies of the garden. All of you. I want you all to make a hand hug fist right now. And on my count of 3, you will all squeeze your fist and send love to each other, because not one of you is alone. You are here, connected to the bunny net, which you will log into in 3, 2, 1. Squeeze your fist. There you go. I'm not even on this one, little bunny, yeah? Can you feel your fellow bunnies on this bunny net right now? Go ahead and give a little boom, 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 little pulses there, yeah? Send those out to random bunnies, right? Each of those is going to go to a random bunny, and then you feel them come to you, yeah? You can catch them. Why don't you squeeze like boom, 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 yeah? Squeeze whenever you feel them. You'll know, yeah? That's real love that a fellow bunny is giving you. Yeah, why don't you send some more love? Muster in your heart. Just envision this bunny. You don't know what they look like. You'll probably never meet them in person. You don't know their name. You don't know their struggles. You don't know their joys and their hobbies. You don't know their history or their personality. But pick this individual bunny. Yeah? You're going to give a really, really loving, gentle squeeze to them. Yeah, not yet. Not yet. And when you do that, because I'm designing this in such a way, if you pick one bunny, that bunny picks the next bunny. That bunny picks the next bunny. You can make a whole circle here, can't we? Right? So as you're picturing this bunny that you don't know, you're wishing all the love you have for them. There's a bunny right behind you who's thinking of you. Yeah? So you're going to squeeze in a second. Give your love to the next bunny. And at the same time, you're going to feel a stranger, a fellow bunny, whom you don't know, who doesn't know you, whose name you don't know, they don't know your name. And they're sending you all of their love just for you. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There you go. Yeah, accept Accept it, little bunny. Receive the love. I insist that you allow yourself to receive the love. Okay. You can keep squeezing if you want, or you can relax, whichever feels right to you. You know what? Let's do that again, but go ahead and hug yourself, actually. We're going to do a bunny hug. So same thing. Keep the same bunny in mind, all right? No switching bunnies. Okay, you've got your fellow bunny that you're going to give the hug to. You have a fellow bunny that's going to hug you, who's right behind you, thinking of you, just you, just you. 1. You're going to hug yourself. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm joining in 2. But this is about you and your fellow bunnies. You have the one that you're giving a hug to, one you're receiving from. There you go. Making a big circle of bunny hug. All right. You can release or you can hold on to it, whichever you prefer. Wow. So I guess now we have to define what the garden is, yeah? The garden is me being me into a microphone. Is it this sexy thing where this man makes guided masturbation audios on Patreon? Yes, it is that. Is it this thing where this guy with this unbelievable voice and these incredible hands makes thirst traps on TikTok? That's right, little bunny. Is it this manipulation scheme where the man manipulates you into making your life better and following your dreams? That's right, little bunny. It's too late. You're under my spell. It's only going to get better from here. That was the TikTok I was supposed to make today. Is this like turning point of your life thing? I think it could catch on. I don't know. It's very hard to tell. What else do we do in the garden? I also write fiction. I'm trying to get there might be a fellow bunny listening right now. Excuse me. I just burped again, but I have to be very professional. Okay. Straightening up my posture. Okay, now I'm slinking again because I feel like I'm telling you a secret. Let me make sure I'm still recording. Jesus. How professional is this? Not at all. So there may be a fellow bunny amongst you. Somewhere here in this little pocket of the garden we're in right now, together. They might be. Now I feel like I'm doing radio. All right. My fiction might have a home soon. We shall see. To be continued. If you're a bunny who might have a place for my fiction, yes, you know it's you. Okay. All right. Let's team up. Okay. Let me have some more water. Okay. What are we going to talk about? Okay. Let's see. I have a note that I write down ideas. By the way, if you are a writer bunny, actually, if you're in any kind of creative bunny, get a note on your phone. Just do the basic notes app on whatever phone you have. Whenever you get an idea, you want to have one note where you put all your ideas. It's just like the master idea note. And anytime you get an idea of any kind, you just pop it down there. Okay, yeah, here we go. Tap into the bunny net. That was a note I made. That's probably the kind of thing where I was trying to fall asleep, and then at 3 a.m. I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I should invent the bunny net. So I go write it down. That's right. Tap into the bunny net, and then go back to sleep, and then boom, here you go. Now you have it. Okay, something about giving yourself compliments as a way to find confidence. I think it's a really great test to see where you're at mentally. If you give yourself a compliment. Yeah. So 1 second, let me do the most unprofessional. So I'm just, this seltzer decision is ridiculous. What a bunny. Oh, will I ever be professional? I don't know if that's the goal. I think the goal is just to be me. That's what makes it so special, isn't it? Oh, speaking of sexy stuff and sexy content, I feel a slight resistance to being able to say this. I'll come back to it. I'll wind my way there. There's some. Oh, I'm being so cryptic, little bunny. All I'm trying to say is I love amateur porn. It's my favorite. Although I haven't been watching lately. I've been trying to make my life better than porn. So I've been actually abstaining from consuming any spicy content. Wow. How what's the word? How hypocritical of me. What a double standard. I'm giving you all this spicy stuff to consume. Yet me, I'm trying to channel that energy into making content for you, little bunny. I'm trying to what's the word? Teasing myself of sorts, you know? Last week's episode was about lust. And it's about harnessing lust, actually. And something I work on, something I think of constantly is how I can harness my lust to be better for you, to make better content, to be more imaginative, more ambitious. Oh, there's no worse feeling, for me at least, when I'm just kind of like, I've used all my mojo. This is ridiculous. What is going on, little bunny? All I'm trying to say is I like to be very, very present for you. And I like to save as much of my spicy energy as I possibly can. Give it to you. Generally in Patreon, which is 18 plus. Don't join if you're not 18. Okay. What are we even talking about, little bunny? Yeah, I think the way that I was going to wind myself there is that something I'm loving about Germany, I think it's Berlin specifically, is how I've been told. There's an openness about nudity and sexuality. I'll tell you a little bit of our escapades probably when I'm back in New York. But I'll tell you one escapade. Something I've been loving about this traveling is meeting people who travel. I don't know if I talked about this last week. I can't remember. You know why I love New York? I think more than anything. Give me 1 second. There's a lot of reasons I love New York, but I think the number one is that it's filled with people who chose to move to New York. I think I looked it up actually before I wanted to say this in a podcast because I believe in being not talking out your butthole. Look stuff up before you present it as fact. Now I feel like I should double check this. I'm pretty sure this is right. I think it's 2/3 of people who live in New York were not born in New York. So that means 2/3 of the city. And it's probably a higher percentage in the social circles that I happen to be in. In fact, I think just about every person I know in New York City chose to move to New York City. And in statistics and I guess sociology or whatever, we call this controlling for a certain type of person. It's kind of like when I feel like I'm doing radio. I'll just give an example. So, you know how there always a bunch of 5-star reviews. There's always a bunch of 1-star reviews. You ever wonder why that is? A little bit now is that, we kind of want to be nice and just give 5 stars. It's kind of like rude to give 4 stars and 3 stars. But if you imagine that this is, this is going to get so boring. The kind of people who leave reviews are the people who had a really great experience or had a really horrible experience. So that's one reason why you see a ton of 5-star reviews and a ton of 1-star reviews. Is that the people who are kind of indifferent about the product or the service or the whatever, they don't really care that much to leave a review. It's just not relevant enough in their life. So, reviews control for a type of person. Oh my God, I'm hitting a brick wall. This is so bad. 1 second, little bunny. Let's get back to the spicy stuff. Yeah, what a bunny. Now with us talking about 5 and 1-star reviews in sociology. What's that? Let me back up. I don't want to play that game of dissing academic intellectual stuff as being boring. Let's do los dos, mi amor. Mi conejita. Or conejito. What am I even saying? little slap happy at this point, little bunny. It's 1:28 a.m. right now. What do we want to talk about? Let's talk about something totally fresh. So, as I was doing a walking journal today, which is where I love it. It's how I practice for you. Practicing is really important if you want to get better at stuff. So I wanted to practice my fiction writing. So I came up with little 1-sentence stories, or it's 10-second stories. Oh. Speaking of all the stuff we do in the garden, I also improvise bedtime stories on the Patreon. It's a live event we do in a Discord. Actually, we have a Discord, which is, if you don't know what Discord is, it's kind of like nerd social media a little bit. It's for community. It's really cool. It's a really cool place. So we have a little social community there. If you want to meet your fellow bunnies that you just received a hug from and you just gave a hug to. If you want to meet fellow bunnies, the Discord is the place to do it. I don't talk about the Discord enough. I used to talk about it all the time, and I felt bad for talking about it too much. The Discord is great, little bunny. But it's part of the Patreon, so it's 18 plus only. But it's a great place to make friends. There's events and stuff. Oh my God. So I mentioned Oppenheimer. So the Barbie movie is also coming out too, right? It's a combination of totally different things, but people are doing both of it, like double feature. I love that. Why not have it all, little bunny? Why you have to be this or that? Yeah. How much you see Oppenheimer and then see Barbie right after, or vice versa, depending on your inclination. Whether you're, I don't know, there's some kind of, no, I won't get into it. I feel like that's a BDSM quiz question. It's like, which did you see first? Oppenheimer, then Barbie, or Barbie, then Oppenheimer? It gives you a different score and all that. Oh man, we're getting so spicy in the podcast tonight, aren't we, little bunny? That's okay. I'm learning to embrace the spiciness a bit more across the board. Maybe that's the Berlin effect. I can't tell you some of the spicy stuff we've done, but nudity is a lot more open here. And sexuality is a lot more accepted, I think. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. I think it's more the nudity is open. The sexuality, I think it's a little bit conservative still, actually, which is fine. Sexuality can be whatever is right for the individual. And that's the correct answer. So, what are we even talking about, little bunny? Your daddy is slap happy, isn't he? something about Discord. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's some Barbie watching stuff that's going on. Yeah. It's fun. If you want to watch some Barbie stuff, I think they're doing the older Barbie content. And that was an event that I'm really proud of my bunnies. And something that's so special to me about that Discord community is that it's becoming self-sufficient. Yeah, and I pop in pretty much every day. I do hangouts and things like that, but it's not really about that at this point. You know, it's just this little haven on the internet, on the bunny net, in the world. Yeah. It's just this little haven of positivity. A little bit like a utopia. I am of the opinion, pretty strongly, that a utopia is absolutely possible. I see no reason that we can't create a utopia. I don't mean garden utopia, but I mean just utopia broadly speaking. The entire civilization, entire Earth utopia. I don't think it's going to happen in my lifetime necessarily, but I don't know. We'll see, little bunny. You never know. A lot of big changes are coming in the future. A lot of surprises. Some good stuff on the horizon, little bunny. Okay. I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm hitting a wall. Hitting a wall, little bunny. My goodness. I should end the podcast before I totally tank it into horrible content territory. But you like being here with me. Yeah. I like being here with you too. Alright, you hush, little bunny. I'm going to take some seltzer so I can burp it on back into the microphone. This is so disgusting. Oh my goodness, little bunny. Let's go back to the notes. Let me see if I have something else for you. I might show you so this is my garden, this is my podcast note. Because I have so many different creative things that I do that I have different notes with all the ideas for the different things. But you just make it linear. You always add to the... Slow down, Daddy. You always add to the top of the list. And then you can just see it chronologically. Okay. Did I tell you the story? We're not even going to go there. We're not going to go there. You'll have to wonder what that is. I can't not tell you once I tell you something. Okay. This is going to be super underwhelming. Okay. Here's just a note from my phone. Information versus entropy using 3 little pigs. Did I tell you the story of information versus entropy? I think I did. I did this. This was in like the Daddy's Purpose podcast or something. Okay. Let's see. What else? Oh. This is a quote I've wanted to use at some point. I don't quite know when the right place to use it is. So I'm going to use it now, just so we log it that I was the one who came up with this. And then I hope to repeat it many times. So, okay, I'm going to wind my way into it. So I have been very fortunate, little bunny, that it took a little while to happen, but finally we've trained the algorithms to be pretty good at finding fellow bunnies, finding new bunnies for the garden. Because it's a very particular type of person that is so attracted to me, what we have here. Let me say it again more confidently. It's a certain type of person that is so attracted to me. And it's you, little bunny. your daddy says as he then burps his seltzer up. I'm so sorry for such a... I tend to be quite a refined gentleman, as you may know. So, what was I even saying? Yeah. So, it takes time for algorithms to figure out what kind of people are going to like your stuff. And there were definitely periods where I had to slog through people that just did not want to be hearing the phrase, "Hey there, little bunny." Yeah, it's magic to you. And it's magic to many of your fellow bunnies. And it's also not what plenty of people want. You know, they're like, "Oh my God, that's not for me. Give me away. Let me leave an angry comment here, or like a toxic comment, and then I'll move on with my life." And then, of course, the algorithm sends me back to them because they commented. So stupid. But yeah, what I mean to say is, so I've gotten quite lucky in that we've found our niche, you know. Now the algorithms are like, I think I know what a little bunny is. Let me go scour the people who are on TikTok right now, or Instagram. Instagram is blowing up now too, which is great. Also, I keep forgetting to say, I guess I'm not forgetting to say this, but I just learned that Instagram is tightening their restrictions on things that are sexy. Because we can't have sexy stuff. That would be bad. So, I had to trim a little bit of the Instagram. Just a tiny bit. Unfortunately, it was a good part of the Instagram. It was little previews of all the locked audios, which I was about 50 behind. Anyway, so yeah, I have to be careful with Instagram now, because they are now not so friendly to this whole being sexual human beings thing. And I don't know, being sexual is not dirty. Yeah, it's quite literally how we all got here. So, if you want to cancel sexuality, how about cancel yourself? Okay, because life begins at orgasm. There we go. That's one of my quotes. I'm the first person who said that. Keep a list, little bunny. You need to be... I want there to be like a big ass library of quotes from me with cheesy backgrounds at some point. So use that one. Okay. What are we doing? Isn't that a great... That's the kind of thing that I must have written down in my note. Okay. So, yeah, let's use this Instagram example. Let me make sure I'm still recording, Jesus. Okay. Well, let's make this about you, little bunny. I like making this about you as much as I can. So, it's very common. It's a common behavior of many people to discourage others. And we're all guilty of it. You're guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. Some people are very guilty of it. And it's really, really challenging when that discouragement gets pointed at you, little bunny. One second. This seltzer is like half up my throat. Okay. I knew what I was getting myself into. I knew exactly what I was getting myself into. on a mission to help people in some way. There's people who are going to discourage you along the way. Let's say you're, pick a controversial topic that you feel passionate about. Whatever it is to you. And it's something where the side that you're on you really believe is right. And there's a sizable number of people who are there to discourage you and there to try and keep you from championing that cause, whichever cause that pops to your mind right now. So think of that cause. Get in touch with it. I want you to think of how wonderful it could be. Your vision for this world, this thing you want to see changed, this difference you want to make. How wonderful it would be if that happened, if you got your wish and your efforts were successful. And then imagine right now just the weight of these people who are fighting against you, discouraging you, trying to tear you down. Yeah. I want you to sit in this emotion for a little bit. Little bunny. There are a lot of people who want to see you fail. But there are a lot of people who need you to succeed. Yeah? That make you smile a little bit? Of course it did. That should be a whole episode. I'm glad I got to practice that with you. I want to do that a little bit many times in the future. I think it's so important. Okay. What else do we have on here? Oh, I have an idea for episode 100. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. You're going to cry. You're going to cry more than you've cried in your whole life before if I do that episode 100. But it would be a beautiful episode. It wouldn't be me making you cry. It'd be so poignant. No, I'm getting teary thinking of it. Damn. That would be a legendary piece of audio. Let's see, the reason I have it as episode 100 is because I don't think I'm ready to share that with you. Wow. Oh, I love you, little bunny. I'm really glad I'm here for you. Really, really glad I'm here for you. I'm slightly teary right now, thinking of how you and I are here together. Excuse me, sharing whatever this is. You make my life better. And I really love that I can make your life better. And I can really feel it tonight, how much better I'm making your life. I can really feel it. You make it worth it. You make all of this worth it. You are worth it, little bunny. Man. Too many tears this episode. Okay. My goodness. Yeah, like here's one. I did some research for a coding boot camp for you. So I can teach you how to code. That was part of my career day thing. But I wanted to look into it a little bit more before I recommend. Oh man, there's so much stuff in here that would like make you cry with how poignant it is. Let's see. Oh, here's another quote. Let me read this and see if I want to give it to you. I don't even know what this means. I think this is something that I wrote in like 3 a.m. and was half asleep. Let's see. Is one of the... Oh, I think that's the topic for a whole episode. I have an episode idea for embarrassing moments. Talk you through embarrassing moments. I forgot that I was going to tell you the thing about complimenting yourself. I can't believe I didn't get around to it. Okay, I'll do the compliment thing, and then we should wrap up. We should get your daddy into bed. Your daddy into bed. I'm always practicing, little bunny, and I don't want to say your. Your. It sounds so bad. Your. Man, I've gotten a lot better at speaking since you came along into my life. Subtle things like that. You're welcome, little bunny. Actually, I do like to say your and your differently. So it's not your welcome, you are welcome. But it's not your welcome. That's for sure not the case. Oh, nice and tall. I've been working on my posture too. So taller posture, I speak better. Hey there, little bunny. You're welcome for having me. Is that right? I don't know. Okay. We are going to have you give yourself a compliment. Any compliment it can be. Try not to make it something physical about yourself. Make it something, I don't want to use the word spiritual because a lot of people are fighting for the meaning of that word, but something about who you are. Pick something about who you are that you want to compliment yourself on. And I'll go first. I love how loving I am. I love how loving I am. I love that about myself. Now, I felt very good giving myself that compliment. What that tells me is that I'm in a good headspace right now. So, if you find it hard to give yourself a compliment, you can go ahead and, if you have one in mind, go ahead and give it. And if you can't come up with one, well, we're going to get you out of that bad headspace and we're going to get you some kind of compliment you can give yourself. That's one of the first stepping stones to get you into a really good headspace. And this comes and goes. Like there will be times where I'll be having a weird day or a weird week and I'll try and give myself a compliment. I just really can't give myself a compliment. And then I just notice it. It's like, okay, I'm going through a period of being low. But I know it'll pass. I don't know if that's true for everybody. It's true for me. I'm bipolar. So there's kind of a coming and going of the weather, shall we say. Anyway, you have a compliment for yourself, little bunny. Have you given it to yourself yet? Yes, nod if you've given yourself the compliment. And if you haven't, it's time to give yourself a compliment. And work on letting yourself receive it. Yes, I guarantee you are worthy of many compliments. If you can't think of something, your brain is playing tricks on you, little bunny. If you can't think of something, I'll give you something to compliment. I'll compliment you on something. You better pick your own compliment because mine is going to make you cry. So many tears, too many tears in this episode. My Jesus Christ. Excuse me. I'm not going to reference other intellectual properties. Okay. Little bunny. Your daddy is going to give you a compliment. How far into the podcast are we right now? How far? How many ridiculous things have you stayed through to get to where we are right now? You and me right now, here, this deep into the podcast. You know how I said my favorite thing about New York is that it's full of people who choose to move to New York. love about you and I right now in this moment. Remember when I was talking about sociology and controlling for certain types of people? Well, let me tell you something. Does a beach sound nice? Does it sound nice to kick back on a beach? Just enjoy the waves and the shade. Yeah. I'm losing it. Keep focused, Daddy. Keep focused. Keep focused. It's so late. Yeah, even right now, you're not turning it off, even when I'm slap happy and it's horrible radio. I'm controlling for a certain type of person, aren't I? I don't try to get everyone into the garden. In fact, I kind of do the opposite. I try and make the garden as hidden as possible. And I try and turn whoever happens to find the garden, just like, visitor, passers-by who might notice in some poetic sense, oh, wow, what is this? I do everything I can to turn people away who I don't want to be here. And New York kind of turns away people because it's expensive and it's crowded and there's rats and things and there's trash and it smells like urine here and there and there's no space. Like all the apartments are super cramped. That's a big one for people, is that apartments are super, super cramped. You're not going to have a yard. You're not going to have any place to store anything. There's all kinds of reasons to not move to New York. And the people who do move to New York are the people who, despite all of that, choose to make it happen anyway. And that's when they get the good stuff, which is they get to be surrounded by all the people who made that exact same decision. That's why it's a city filled of ambitious people, and it's where I belong. So right here, this deep in the podcast, little bunny, how many times could you have turned this off? How many times could you have turned away? But you're here this deep in the podcast. You starting to understand what I'm saying, little bunny? The fact that you're here. And I've done this largely on purpose. I have controlled for a very, very, very specific type of person. Very specific type of person. Who's loving, who's playful, who's mischievous, who's wholesome, who's daring, who's safe. Who wants good things in their life, good things for the world, good things for their loved ones. You know who I'm talking about right now, little bunny. I'm controlling for a very, very, very incredible kind of person. A very special kind of person. Kind of person very, very dear to me. And that person is called a little bunny. The fact that you're here right now, little bunny, this deep into the podcast, having this special moment, it means I really, really, really love you. And I don't love everyone. I love you because you're my little bunny. I think we'd better end the podcast there. What do you think, little bunny? My dear, dear little bunny. I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay, but pause. not done with the podcast yet. I am going to go to sleep. I'm going to wake up in just a few moments for you, and I will have written you a poem and send you on your way. Okay, I'm going to get some rest. Love you. Good morning, little bunny. I slept very well. Thank you for asking. I've got a poem for you. It goes like this. Joy of love, joy of lust, joy of adventure, safety of trust, safety of comfort, safety of strength, safety in community of infinite length. Of all the world's people, I've been looking to find you, and find you another bunny to hug, and another to hug back from behind you. And you make it all worth it. You make it all fun. You make the magic happen, which has only just begun. 'Cause I'm in this forever, and forever's quite long. So settle in, little bunny, in this place where you belong. Have a great, great week, little bunny. I love you. I love you. I love you.